Hey guys, I figured I would just give recording a try a little bit. It seems pretty interesting, and I got a 8.4 Innistrad here by start. Really like this format. Should be fun. I actually tried one earlier and screwed it up, so hopefully this one goes better. I'll be back when the pack's open. All right, about to open the pack, and pretty mediocre pack at best. Um. Juggernaut's not bad, and it's colorless. So we stay open. We know we're going to play this card no matter what we're in. Silent Departure's not terrible. It's an okay card. I mean, I'm a big fan of the red-black aggro deck. Not so much anymore now that the format's sped up. But uh, it was really solid when the format began. But yeah, there's just Juggernaut seems by far the best pick. Alright. Oh, wow. Oh. This is a dream pack if you like being blue-red, which I do. This card's so annoying. Everyone's talked about it, but, you know, it is annoying. Civilized Scholar's pretty good. I like it quite a bit. Uh, yeah, that's definitely the pick here. Alright, so in this pack we have Moan of Hollow, which I like blue-black a lot. I like blue-black and blue-red. Those are two of my favorite archetypes. Yeah, this card's just insane. Uh, that's about it for all this pack. Halberg's okay, but you really need to have tokens and stuff like that. Markov Partition's really nice too. Voiceless Spirit's alright, and I like Traitorous Blood a lot more than most, probably. Alright, so in this pack we have Rebuke. Gavany Township's nice. Put you in two colors, but that's not a huge issue. Obviously, if you are green-white, it's a sick card. Doom Traveler's okay. It's a pretty weak pack, for being either blue or black, to be honest. Um, Not to the Bone is pretty good in the blue-green mill deck, but the problem is that deck's so overdrafted right now that I want to stay out of it. I think I'm just going to take Rebuke. It's pretty mediocre, but it's alright. Okay, so this pack I think we're getting a clear sign that they want us to be in white. So I have to throw back that Moan the Unhollow, but that's not a huge deal. Bonds is better than Into the Maw simply because it's cheaper. Armored Scab's really good too, but I think we're just going to take the Bonds. Alright, next pick. I really like Cultist. I'm not a big fan of red-white though, so I'd like to stay out of that if possible. I think I'm just going to take Spectral Rider to stay in white. Also, we passed a late Into the Maw, so the person to our left is probably going red. So Spectral Rider's fine. Alright. I actually like Sensory Deprivation quite a bit. It doesn't actually kill the creature, but I think it's comparable with Bonds of Faith. Let's see. Now we have a Curiosity, which is ridiculous on Invisible Stalker, and a second Sensory Deprivation. We don't have an Invisible Stalker, and we passed one earlier. But yeah, I'm just going to take the Sensory Deprivation. Pseudo removal is pseudo removal. Alright, so here's our pack that we opened. It's pretty bad. Let's take Kessig Wolf. Dream Twist seems fine. The blue-white deck rarely wants to mill, but, well, yeah, I'll take the Dream Twist. Trader's Blood. I have no clue what these two cards do. They're just so bad that I've forgotten about them. Fair Sailing's not a bad sideboard card. It's not one you want to be playing, but let's hide that. We're probably not black, so hide the Dream Twist. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and hide the Moan. Alright, so we open Fiend Hunter, which is solid pick. Some alright black cards. Nothing special. Falcon Wrath Marauders definitely the next pick after Fiend Hunter. But I mean Laboratory Maniac's alright, but we're nowhere near that level yet. Alright, second Civilized Scholar looks like the pick. I do hate passing this Bonds of Faith, but I really want this Civilized Scholar. Yeah, I'll just go with the removal. Yeah. And let's see. Think Twice seems like a pretty solid pick here. Dissipate. I like Moment of Heroism. It's a decent card. It's a nice little combat trick. The other day I was playing a black-white deck, and it really helped me out quite a bit. I like Blazing Torch a little bit more than Chapelgeist. The blue-white deck usually doesn't struggle for flyers, and as I say that, I'm sure I'll get no flyers this deck. Alright, so pick here, pretty standard, just Ranged Assistant. There's not really much else in this pack for us. Alright, so Stitcher's Apprentice is really interesting because I've played some games where it has been really, really solid, and other games where it's just terrible. Alright. I think Lost in the Mist is probably the best option here, especially if I get in some sort of like blue-white tempo-y deck. Might as well take the Laboratory Maniac. I'm low on creatures. It is technically a creature, and who knows. I do have a, shoot, what is that card? Mill 3, Flashback Mill 3. So, I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of if I somehow played Laboratory Maniac. But to play that, I would really need to pick up an Unburial Rites, just because that's the only way you can consistently get Laboratory Maniac in play profitably. Alright, Purebloods. I guess I'll take the Bell. Just keep that options open. Alright, let's see something sweet. Let's see, what do I want to open? I'm really not sure what the sick blue-white bombs are. I guess any of the angels. The angel's really nice. Ooh, that one angel who is indestructible if you have a human. She is sweet. I do need to look for more creatures though. I'm pretty solid on spells now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I need to start getting more creatures. Alright, let's see. This guy is just ridiculously impossible to cast, especially in blue-white. So I'm gonna take the Claustrophobia. It's really the only thing in this pack. Like, there's These two are okay, but Claustrophobia is definitely the pick. Just mono removal. Hope we don't play against green-white. These are so bad against green-white, it's not even funny. Sweet. There is one of the angels. Who knows if we're lucky this or this will table, since we do have makeshift mauler in this pack. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I've been surprisingly pleased with this card. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's solid enough. And I need dudes more than I need Spite the Monstrous. So, yeah, I'm just gonna take that. Let's see. Stitch Drake versus Gallows Warden. The thing about Stitch Drake in this deck is that the only thing we really have to put it in there is Civilized Scholar, which isn't a huge issue since he is so huge. Let's see, this does get back spirits. Yeah, I think because Gallows Warden is a spirit, I want to take it. I know it's a 5-drop, but if we're being honest, Stitch Drake would not have been a 3-drop in this deck. I'm going to take Silent Departure. I'm going to take Thraben Century. I do need dudes, but I like Silent Departure a lot more than most people. So yeah, I'm going to take that. And follow it up with no dudes. Sweet. Okay, sweet. Second Gallows Warden. I wish it was the blue one, but what can you do? Feeling of Dread, I think, is one thing this deck really needs. Like, I'm not the most tempo deck, but I'm tempo enough that Feeling of Dread's nice. Village Bellringers is a guy. Type guy. Wow, Mauler was the card that tabled. Well, I will take it. See, I like Mauler better than I do Stitch Drake in terms of not having a lot of ways to put things in graveyard, simply because where it does cost a little bit more, you're much more apt to, you know, play a 3-drop and then block or somehow put it in the graveyard. And let's take Fortress Crab. Why not Fortress Crab? Take the bell. Who knows, I might randomly find a deck that I need to pull out the mill deck on. Bump of the Night. Bump of the Night's a card that goes late, but if you are the deck that wants Bump of the Night, it is so good. Okay, so this is the deck I have decided on. The last card I cut was Fortress Crab for Thraben Purebloods. I'm not playing that many dudes, and I just need ways to win. Angels and Gallows Warden are really the only ways that I can see that this deck's going to win that much. Galvanic Juggernaut's fine, but he's not going to be untapping very often. I figure Lost in the Mist is okay in this deck, simply because this is one of the more controlling decks I've ever built. I'm tempted to play second with this deck. I probably won't too much though, but it's got removal like crazy, and a few terrible creatures trying to get there. Actually, the Cultist might just be worse than Crab. No, I think a Cultist is good, because a Cultist can actually attack. But yeah, I'm just going to be depending on these 3 dudes to win basically every game. Yep. Let's see. Piles by color. Add land. Suggest. 9/8. Yeah, I feel 9/8's fine. And let's go to round one.